gonna start mine now.
Hey everybody, happy Friday night. It's Knit Night with Louise and Jocelyn. Jocelyn's just grabbing something.
I'm grabbing stuff. Hang on.
So it's Friday night. So this is the first Friday of July. So this is supposed to be
First
our
Friday of the
check-in.
life. First Friday of the month.
First Friday of the life, first Friday of the something. It's, you know what I mean. First Friday of
Stupid guys.
July, and it should be supposed to be check-in night, but you know what? I'm not
Hmm.
home and I don't have anything with me. So
Did you forget to take your stuff?
I did.
How could you forget to take your projects?
Oh,
Aren't you a
well,
crafter?
I didn't bring that one, and I had meant to. I was already on the road and I was thinking about what I brought and I'm like, darn, I didn't bring that one. So anyways,
Mm,
I don't have it.
all right, all right.
But we
I
can
see how it is.
I know. But okay, so let's talk about oh, there's my chat. Hi, Alice and Sally. Okay,
Ooh,
I'm
hi, guys.
to get this sorted around here. Okay, so as we know, the first
Excellent.
Friday of the month, we're supposed to come back here and we're supposed to talk about the project that we've worked on the last month, see if we kind of met our goal, if we made progress, if we finished, or if in Jocelyn's case, maybe just like rip the whole thing out if it wasn't, um, what's the word? If you didn't work on it, if you're not happy with it. So,
Yes, I did one of those if I pick up a whip. It's a do or die situation, or I'm not bothering to pick it up. You
yeah.
are correct.
So I believe I was supposed to have worked on my green hat,
I
my
think so, yeah.
snow carved hat, and I did not.
You didn't work on your hat, but it's your hat.
I know. I could have had it done if I'd worked on it. I looked at it. It
The number
looks
of times you and I have both said that is immense.
I have looked at it.
Uh,
It has sat right like in my living room all month long. And
oh my God, you've caused enough troubles today.
I
No more
think the
troubles.
problem is that I think it's a hat. It's a
So you think
hat.
it's not going to take
I'll
that
get
long,
it done.
so
I
you
can do
put it
it
off.
again.
You can't, by the way,
Yep. And then
for
all
the
of a
record.
sudden, here we are. And it's like, so I did think about it and I looked at it a lot. And
Ooh, that's
then
good.
this afternoon, when I realized I had not brought it with me, my first thought was, oh, my internet's saying it's not stable.
I
Oh,
don't
well.
mean there'll be
Anyways,
lags.
um,
Oh my God, cat! I swear, stop it.
what was I saying? So, oh,
Where I lost my mind on my
yeah.
cat. Oh. There we
So
go.
when I realized that I had not brought it with me and that I really hadn't worked on it, and I have to get out. No, I don't want to rip it out. But
You sure?
so you guys are gonna have to tell me. Yeah, no, I'm not gonna rip it out. I want to
Okay.
do this. So
It's not been on my vote.
I'm gonna keep going with it. I want to finish it because I really, really love the yarn and I want it done. So I'm just gonna have to be more disciplined. But you guys, I'm having my schedule is going to be changing up a little bit.
Sure. What's happening to it?
So I've got some
Is it
change.
big news time? Is it reveal time? Is
It's
it announcement phase? Have we reached the announcement phase of the podcast?
not quite next
Dang
week.
it. Next week. Okay.
Next
We have to
week.
leave in suspense for another week. I'm sure we'll survive. I'm sure
It
we'll
will be, you guys will
survive.
be sitting on the edge of your seats, but I guarantee you'll be excited. I mean,
Might have a brand new cat wall mount. Stop it. I
Poor
left to go to
baby.
some air conditioning for a bit. And
Yeah.
I mean, I left the AC on in the house for her. But I left to go somewhere where there was air conditioning for a bit this afternoon. I
And
went to
she,
McDonald's and I had a cookie and I got a pop. This I didn't go very far. I didn't do anything exciting. And I did it on my sock, but I had a cookie and I got a pop. Technically, I then refilled my pop before I left and they let me do that, which is nice. But I left her,
and now
so
she's
I'm
happy.
currently being paid back for leaving the apartment.
Cats can be very finicky like that, can't they?
They can be
Yeah.
jerks. And I
So,
acknowledge that they can be jerks.
all right. So we talked
What?
about my project was supposed to have been the snow carved hat. I am sticking with it because I'm feeling like it's going to get knit this month. That's my
Wow.
plan. What was your project?
I had a shawl design on the needles, and I had to do 2 to 4 inches of progress, or I had to be comfortable ripping it.
Okay, I mean, this is making me nervous.
I know words you don't that make Louise very nervous.
I'm like,
I
the
want to
suspense. It's like, did you make progress?
patterns.
Oh,
Hang
you
on,
wrote
I'm trying to click
today?
a link. Um,
Don't
listen.
leave us in suspense.
It depends. It's gonna be a U call because I made progress on it, but I haven't been able to find
Oh,
it for the last 7 days. So so I haven't made enough progress. I know I'm an inch short, but I don't know where it is. It could be somewhere in here. I could have thrown it out in one of the trash runs by. Like anything could have happened to it at this point, and until I stop
no.
looking for it, it won't show up if it's still here. So like
Oh,
I literally have
no.
to pretend it doesn't exist anymore for it to show up. Like I know
Yeah,
how the Murphy's Law works.
yeah.
So I don't know. It depends on you in chat if you guys are if you're okay with me not having finished it because I lost a week because I put it down somewhere and I can't find it,
I'm
or if you're
literally,
like Jocelyn, the rules are, and I mean to be fair, you can say Jocelyn, the rules are, and I would rip. That's absolutely legitimate. It's not your
oh,
guys' fault. I'm going blind and I need to learn to put things back in the same spot every damn time because there is no finding it if it doesn't go in the back the same spot.
right. Is
Oh,
Erin coming over
ridiculous.
anytime soon that she can?
No, she's well, she was on her honeymoon. And they were out to BC to do stuff in BC, and then they were having their
Oh,
honeymoon, and then
nice.
they came back, and now they're off to Thunder Bay for her sister's baby shower. So
Oh,
they won't be back till early next week.
okay.
I will send you to your aunt's house so the dogs can lick you.
Well, oh, that's serious words.
All damn day she's been a pain in my butt.
Mm, okay, so I am voting. So Jocelyn is saying have to
No,
vote
no, that's fine.
whether she rips it when she finds it or if she can continue on. I'm saying continue on.
Go on.
Yes.
Both are legitimate. I mean, I was talking with Asa earlier today, and she's like, "Did you get it done?" I'm like, "I haven't been able to find it in a week." So no,
That is a problem.
it's a
But okay,
problem.
so Emma has a very good thought here. She said, if you can't
Okay.
find it, you can't rip it.
It's
So,
true. If I can't find it, I cannot rip it. If it remains lost, it will stay on the needles till whenever it shows up. You guys, you have to remember, I lost a ball this big in my apartment for 4 months, and it was right out in the open. The
oh,
first sighted person who came into my space and knew I was looking for it found it in less than 30 seconds. And I walked past it daily for months.
oh, yeah.
It literally could be right out in the open, but I can't see, so therefore it doesn't exist. Object permanence is becoming an issue for me. I feel like I'm reverting back to a small child. If I can't see it, it's not real. Oh, okay. Don't worry. It's
Yep, it
somewhere in
remains
here.
saying.
I
Mary said,
just don't know.
Sam, oh, Sam.
Hi, Sam.
Sally says, keep it. Kim says, continue when it appears. Yeah, I say keep it as well. When you find it, just carry on with it. Because it sounds like you were making good progress up
I
until,
wasn't I wasn't doing bad. Like the rows were getting long. It was still a bit iffy if I'd make it or not, but I had a good shot at making the 2 inches. I
okay.
was working on it. I just put it down somewhere because of course
And
I
you
put
were
it down somewhere.
happy with it while you were working on it?
I was, yeah. Yeah, I enjoyed
All
the
right.
even the projects I rip. I'm not mad at the project.
All right. Well, it sounds like it needs to stay on the needles.
Okay.
Hey, since there's a good number of people here in the chat right now, I am just going to give you guys a little heads up. I'm not sure if Cheryl has posted in the Fiber Friends, but
Mm.
we have had to reschedule Fiber Friends. We're going to not do it Saturday morning. Cheryl's
Okay,
had a family situation come up, so we're going
that's
to
fine.
podcast Sunday night at 7 p.m.
Ooh. Weirdly, Sunday nights work better for me than Saturday mornings. So I'm
Well,
very
see,
excited when you do Sunday evenings.
and for some people it does. So I just know I see some people here that watch us Saturday mornings. And Cheryl said she was going to post, but I'm not sure if she had a
Well,
chance
she's
to
got
or not.
stuff she's dealing with. She's got stuff
So
she's dealing with, right?
yeah.
Like,
So I may do a post, but Diane and Nikki and Sam,
that's the one.
let's see, do I see Liz in here? Yeah, we'll be Sunday night. So you can sleep in a little bit Saturday morning or get up super early and go garage sailing or whatever else you might do on a Saturday morning.
Like Saturday mornings are my no internet time. Like it's my de-plug time for the week.
Yeah.
So like I don't do anything till noon on Saturday. So like that Saturday morning is for me. So I
Oh,
listen to radio programs,
yeah.
I like read a book, like but no screen, no social media, no plugging in. So it's hard because I'm programmed to take Saturday morning off and watching YouTube as being on a screen. So it's not a thing that I
Oh,
do on Saturdays.
good for
So
you for like
not till
being
noon.
that. That's good though that you do that
But you
because
need a couple hours once a week minimum.
that's good that you do.
Ideally a couple hours every day off
Oh,
screens, but let's
that
be
would be nice,
realistic.
but
Yeah.
I know I try to do things like that and then I never stick to my own rules. So I'm glad that you like realize it's important and then make yourself stick to it.
Yeah.
And then we'll
So
see you Sunday night.
and I'll see you guys Sunday night because Sunday night's fine. I'm allowed media on Sunday night. Not that it's hard to convince me to ignore social media. It's more the screen break. Because like I play video games and I do everything through a screen.
Yeah. So
So it's
you need
more
that break.
it's just having a break. I forget social media all the time. I was supposed to post all week long on Instagram. Did I? Nope. Completely forgot the app existed. Of course I did.
Sometimes, you just need to do that. Oh my gosh, I need to
I
make
f- I forget that it's a thing because I'm not visually orientated, so I just don't care about photos.
that
So
makes sense.
I'm always like, right. Other people want to see the photos. You have to take the photos. Derp a derp.
I know, it's just getting in that routine, right? Look at this,
Yeah.
you guys. So I'm crocheting tonight.
Ooh, lovely.
Since we did our crochet call a week ago, last Friday night. And I am, well, I've been re-energized with my crochet for the last week or more.
Good.
For the last couple of weeks. So I have been working on this. So you want to see what I did today? Because I'm on vacation now, right? And so this is supposed to be my week to kind of catch up on the crochet videos. I
I'm
did
with you.
I did this square today. So I did a 3D flower.
And what do you think of the 3D flower?
It was fun. And I had done this one once before, but I kind of backtracked and I'm doing a couple of ones that I really, really liked. I'm doing them a second time. So I did this one and it was knitting through the front post and the next round, no, front post, is that what it's called? Front and back.
Front and
Front
back posts. Yeah.
and back post. Yeah, even it was okay. Okay. So that's what I did. And I like it. And this is the second time I've done this one. So once I had to listen to the video and like to see what I was like, what the pattern was. But then I'm like, okay, I remembered quickly. It came back super quick. There were
Good.
singles, doubles, treble, and half doubles. They were all in this. And then through the front post, the back post,
Don't worry, guys. If you think she's skipping and jumping and freezing, she is for me as well.
so I'm my on the flower. I don't know, back on a little. So I tried connecting to Wi-Fi tonight. Is it better or worse than Monday night? If anybody was watching Monday night.
I mean, you lag normally, so I just assumed it was because
Okay.
it's partly it's your internet connection, so you connecting to the internet, and then whatever is going on around you that could shrink your service.
Yes.
So an electrical storm, or maybe a wire's down somewhere, and it doesn't have to be near you, but it could be down somewhere.
Right.
And it could affect whatever it is I'm getting. So it's not unusual for lives to have lags and jumps and timeouts. At the
Yeah.
cabin, it's particularly bad
Yes. And that's,
because you're at the cabin.
I know. And I was trying to, oh, Liz says it's better than Monday night. Okay, that's
Monday.
good. That's what I'm
Yes,
going
for
for.
me, I don't notice much of a difference. I just know that you jump and lag sometimes.
Yeah.
So I just wait.
know.
It will catch up.
Okay.
I just know on my end, it may sound like I'm being a little quiet. I'm trying not to add to the burden
Okay.
by talking and using up more bandwidth than absolutely necessary. If I notice you start to jag,
Okay.
I will get quiet because I'm waiting for the internet to catch up.
Okay. Okay, so Emma says picture is much clearer and it's lagging less. First time it's gone since you got started. Okay. Okay. So
No,
that's
you're not
good.
doing
Then if we're
bad, but it's
better,
just
we'll go for
you're at the
better.
lake.
We'll go with better. All right. That makes me really happy. Okay, so I'm crocheting.
I know you're crocheting. You're making squares. You're making a flower square. I'm excited that you picked up your squares again. I like that you picked up your squares again. Oh dear. Did she freeze up on that one?
Oh, we jinxed it by talking. It will come back here in a minute. Okay.
Yeah, Wi-Fi constantly tries to
So
connect.
yes,
It
I've
has
got
issues, so it'll be a thing. Look, I have
wow.
pigtails.
That looks cute. That looks like your summer, um, you're like what's your summer look.
My summer look. Yeah, my hair is either piled on my head in a very big messy bun, it's pigtailed, or I flower crown it.
Sundress. I like
I wear
it.
sundresses. I wear sundresses all year round.
Cute. Your
I'm
summer
the
look.
dress
I
human.
like it. They're cute. They're
This
cute.
is the Oh Sweet Jesus. It's hotter than the underside of Hades' man part sack. Don't like summer.
That's hot.
Warm.
Yeah.
I am uncomfortable. I am warm and I am uncomfortable. I don't like it.
Yeah.
Oh, yes,
hard.
okay. Tonight I'm looking at patterns.
What are you looking at? Male designer pattern?
Yes. I wanted to support a local to me male designer.
Ooh,
I
I
think,
like
Jocelyn,
that.
it can't be that hard, can it? No, it's not that hard. There's one I'd love to. I've thought about promoting and talking about his stuff for years now.
Okay, who is it?
Here's the problem. He writes an exclusive, it's like size inclusive patterning. So he
Yes.
writes for a nice range of sizes. He has
Okay.
one type of model, tiny and blonde. All of his models are about the same size and they're all blonde. You don't even get a brunette model. You don't even get a white brunette. White blonde all the way.
Blonde.
So can I in good conscience? Because size inclusive is not inclusive. Size inclusive means you did some math. We're all very proud of you. but I don't see models of color, and you can't tell me in my province, in my capital city, you cannot find a brown woman because I'm straight up not going to believe you. This is not it's not
Uh,
rural Alberta. I'm going to call rural Alberta out. It's not rural Alberta. We're not a population of like a town of 1,000. There's a lot of us, and you can't tell me there aren't beautiful women of color in this city who model because I know that's not true.
huh,
You can't tell me
that's
you didn't have in any of your testers a woman bigger than a size
unfortunate.
40, bigger than a size 40 knit your pattern. Because if you didn't get a larger woman to test your pattern, then does it actually even work for larger sizes? So now I'm like, okay, I want to, but also doing the bare minimum, which is writing in a pattern that's size inclusive, is the bare minimum, is not enough. That's like saying, well, your website is to law for accessibility. That means your website functions in 1996. That does not mean it's accessible. It means you couldn't be bothered to do anything more than the absolute bare minimum to pass it legally, which isn't enough. It's not enough. So now I'm stuck because I like the pattern and I want do, but I also don't want to highlight him at all because going 1/4 of the way there isn't going there at all entirely. Oops, Louise, you left me. Her Wi-Fi may have cut out. I don't even know if I'm still on.
I know.
I'm on the
Now
call. Oh, I can hear you. My internet's stable.
I'm here. I'm back again. But oh my goodness, you guys. Okay.
Wi-Fi is intermittent. Land is
All right.
steady.
Fingers
Wi-Fi is
crossed.
intermittent. Yeah. So when it connects, it's great, but it
Whoops.
doesn't always connect.
Oh,
So I don't know. So
I
I don't know. So then
know.
I was like, maybe I do a different male designer. And in which case, well, what male designer do I do? Because I want to make like a tank top or crop top situation because it's hotter than the underside of Hades man parts right now. And it's going to be like this till like the end of September into October. Let us be honest with what the last few years have been like, not what we think it should be, but what they've actually been. Um, so do I struggle to find a new designer real quick? Like jump real fast? I don't know. Or do I say Le Fudget and I just make a pattern from a different crochet designer that I like? She just happens to be a girl. But her models come in a variety of sizes and she's size inclusive, so I wouldn't feel bad about that at all. It's the same problem I have with the Como top, which I'm making for the summer knit along I'm doing. And every time I talk about it, I go, okay, we have a woman of color and we have a woman who's Caucasian on the front image, and you are the size that you would be to catch everyone's eye for marketing. That's fine. It's not a size inclusive pattern. I still can't say it isn't an inclusive pattern because at least you have a model who isn't white in your photos somewhere. Would I prefer to see them in different sizes and different colors? Yes. That doesn't happen bothers me. I
The
do
fact,
understand the very first image can be this skinny white woman. Totally fair. That's marketing. That's how you make money. That's what people stop to look at. Totally fine. But the pictures underneath, like the pictures underneath, once you've caught our eye, give me the variety then.
yes, I agree. I agree. So so you're going back to the drawing board then, looking for somebody else?
That's what I'm thinking. I don't think I can. I'd love to, but I don't think I can. And it's just a shame because the
Mhm.
little cropped tank top that I want to crochet is
Yeah.
stinking adorable. Stinking
Uh,
adorable. And it wouldn't take me more than a week or two to do. In a fingering weight yarn. And I can't.
unfortunately.
I don't think I can in good conscience do it, which just is tragic. Because like I'll talk to anybody about Imagined Landscapes. She's freaking amazing. The woman makes gnomes. My God, she knows gnomes. I've never made one of her patterns, but I'm not a huge gnome person, so like it makes sense. And she's Winnipeg. But absolutely, hands down, I would talk Imagined Landscapes. But there's some people I just can't in good conscience.
Yeah. Well,
Boost, right?
yeah. I think this is
And while
that
admittedly,
person.
I have a small voice on the internet. She's tiny. Like you're bigger than I am. She's tiny. I have a tiny voice. I still have to be conscious of what I'm choosing to promote.
For sure. Well, you have to feel good about it, and it
Yeah.
feels like it's not
I
making you
don't.
ful good
I don't
looking at his
know.
patterns.
I
So
know. Like, and I went back and looked at Unravel, And let's be honest, Unravel is Asian sized, so it is not size inclusive for North America. But I don't expect him to be size inclusive for North America. That's not what he's designing for.
Mm,
I should be at the top end of the scale for patterning for a person who patterns in Asia, because I am by size, simply by math and numbers. I am not offended by my numbers. In North America, I shouldn't be at the top end of the size range because that's not where I fit in the North American size range. That is absolutely
correct.
where I fit in an
Correct.
Asian or Middle Eastern size range. That's how it
That makes sense.
works. Yeah, so like his size range doesn't bother me in the slightest. Do I care about his models? No, he's the model. He's the model. He is a person of color. He is Asian. He already fits that bill. It's fine.
And that's what's his name?
Unravel.
Unra
That's
un
the one where the 9 hulls pattern that I was talking about.
yes.
But I
Okay.
don't want to commit to another garment that size. That's my like I want to make it, but I think I need to do that when I have because like we're casting on, guys. Like we're picking a new project to start. And I already have swatched for
Oh,
the Citadel cardigan by Joji Locatelli. And I'm always hesitant to do any top 20 designers. Same reasoning. I want to give a voice to the smaller ones. Like Joji
yeah,
Locatelli does not need me boosting her pattern. She does fine.
she does. But
She does
if
fine.
you like her design
I have
and
to really
here,
like her design to do it. Like really like it to do it. And I've had the Citadel in my bundle, in my sweater bundle. It's on page 1, and it's been there for a
it's been
while.
there for a while.
Wow. So like I'm
And
like, no, I still want it, so that's fine. So I have that one. I have that mosaic sundial tee by Wool and Pine.
okay, yeah.
That's swatched and ready to go, so I could cast that on.
Ooh,
No. We have options. We have
I like
options.
that.
Do I look at doing something like totally random? Like, do I try to find a crocheted crop top that uses fingering weight yarn?
You could do that.
Heck, do I try to find a crochet top that I like? And I've got a couple that I like that I've got saved that are crocheted. Technically, they're sweaters, but they're done in fingering weight, so like it's a light. You can still wear it in summer because wool breathes amazingly well. It's fine.
For sure.
I make that because I've got a 6 skein fade from Erin of Fireweed Fiber Co. that I've been hanging on to for well over a year now, almost 2 years now, waiting for the right project. Like, do I take a look at some of those patterns? Maybe
Oh, I think
I
maybe you
can,
should.
but I don't. But I don't have a lot of females. Female or a lot of male designers in the
Not
crochet
that
world. I mean, there's Mikey. Come on, there's always Mikey. Mikey of the crochet crowd. I could start another blanket. Do I need to start another blanket? Like,
Of course you do.
here are the blankets. So I don't know what I'm casting on. I know we're not casting on the Stephen West. I do have all the yarn set aside for the Stephen West chevron brioche thing
Yes, yes,
that he
yes.
released. Yeah, yeah. I want to do that while everyone's doing the MCAL this year. So like I
Ooh,
have a designated cast on time for that.
okay, perfect.
My
Good
apologies for
planning.
the ambulance driving by or the fire truck. I don't know what one it is, but it was laying on its horn.
Oh, well,
So
I
I'm
can't
not
hear.
not sure. I am not sure what route I want to go. Like, do I want crochet? Do I want knitting? Do we want to work towards a winter thing? Do we want to say fudge it? It's the underside of Hades man parts. We're gonna do something summery. Like, am I doing a crop top? Am I doing short shorts? Am I doing a tank? I'm gonna do another
Oh,
tank. But in which case, let's talk crochet tanks because I'm already knitting a tank. So like I
I like
don't know, but I need to cast something on. I'm going crazy.
I like the idea of a crocheted crop top. I
I've
like
never
that.
finished a crochet tank crop top. I did a crochet halter style bralette thing.
Yeah.
I wear it when I'm sleeping when it's this freaking hot. Oh my god, it's amazing. It just
Well,
covers what it needs to
maybe.
cover so I'm comfortable walking around the house in my best trailer park trash outfit, which is which is cotton pajama shorts and a halter crochet top. So like I'm rocking
Funny.
it like you wouldn't believe with my hair in pigtails drinking out of a mason jar. I would fit in anywhere where there's piles in a trailer. It's fine. And in middle of summer, it's what I do. So it's like a crocheted tank top would also go over very well because again, it breathes really nicely. And I could do it in a slightly heavier weight. Like I could do it at a DK weight. It wouldn't have to be fingering. Just depends on what I do. Like I don't want to do a bralette. Like those are kind of useless. The halter style ones are okay because then I'm resting the weight across my shoulders, across my back up here, and it supports a little bit better.
Yeah.
And at my size, you still need a smidge of support for no support because they're big. I feel like they're the reason my back gets thrown out some
What?
days. So I don't know. And then it's like, is there a male
Yeah,
designer?
quite
Is there a
possibly.
male designer?
Okay, so how would you, can you search? So like, has anybody
That's
had
what I've been
good luck
trying to.
finding their male designer project? I thought like Cheryl said she had searched male designers on Ravelry and I couldn't figure out how she did that. Like I tried
Oh,
doing
like
it
how?
and I
How
got
do you do
nothing.
that? I didn't know. I
Yeah, I
didn't
don't
think that
know.
was the way to do it.
Well, I thought that's what she said she had done,
Okay, you know what? We're just not.
and I
We're letting
couldn't
this dude go.
figure
I
out.
just can't. I can't. Let's actually go to advanced search. Let's see what
Does
we can narrow this
anybody
down by.
else know?
We want, let's say fingering
Just
weight.
type your question in, Sam.
Yeah. Sam, ask away. I would like it to be. I was squinting at my screen for like the last 3 weeks. I couldn't figure out why my font was so small. It's because they've made my font smaller. Some days. People, some days my brain should fall on its ears. Though, according to a screenshot off the internet, so it's completely legit, because my boobs are bigger than I forget the waist rib cage measurement in a D. I am more boob than brain. My boobs are heavier than my brain. I was like, well, oh, God, that explains so much. It's totally fine. Don't get me wrong, the peekaboo sweater, which I know I forgot. I was talking with, oh man, I think this on the podcast on Sunday. I think I was talking with Melanie on the podcast on Sunday. And she mentioned it, and that's a beautiful crochet sweater. So like that's also being made
Yeah.
at some point. So I could just cast that on if I wanted to. But part of me is like, it's summer. I should do a summery thing, not a, looking my feet clean is not going to make me less grumpy with you making a mess. Just so you knows.
Hey,
Okay, we
Lynn's
want.
just put a comment in here. Oh, okay. So Lynn said, so it looks like Lynn's finished a sock and she had really
Oh,
it went
lovely.
better. Yes. Good. I'm glad, Lynn, that it worked out well.
Yes, yes,
Diane
yes,
is
yes, yes.
saying, oh, I think she said she searched for designers on Ravelry, then plucked out the male designers. Okay, so it wasn't that she could actually somehow search for that. So how do you just search? Like, so you just go designers
Do you just
and
look for their names because they don't always go by their name?
yeah, I know. I kind of
Also,
did
what
that.
is
Like
a
I
dude name outside of John?
put in, I wanted to do a hat. I wanted, and then just search and then just look for male designers. I did that. Maybe I was too impatient. I was like scrolling, and I'm like, okay, I'm not seeing it.
Sleeveless tops would be tank tops. Sleeveless tops. Right? Yes.
Um,
Ah,
okay, Paula is also saying search name. Yeah, so I guess or not.
okay, we want. Those should be good enough for filters. I should have narrowed it down to less than 70 million pages. I've in fact narrowed it down to 8. Oh, well, that's easy. I looked more than 8 pages. Oh, some
Well, Sam, if
days.
you can't figure and then next time I see you, we'll figure it out. But don't let that stop you. Just keep on going. We'll come back to doing the Kitchener.
Yeah. I have a Julie basket I need to finish. I made the body of it. I just haven't made the top little part because I haven't reread the instructions for it yet. I really like that. That was really
Oh,
quick
am
for me.
I back? But Jocelyn's not. Sorry, you guys. I was trying for better connections here.
It's hard.
All right. So, oh, hi, Nita. Nita says the designer I'm using goes by 10 hours or less. Oh, I like that, as in like quick projects.
Quick projects.
You would never know he was male unless you had experience with the designer.
Yeah, like a lot of them go by names where you're like, this
So
is
what are
not
you finding,
immediately
Jocelyn?
identifiable. A lot of like, okay, so the one that I have concerns about is goes by the designer name Knits and Knots. That's not immediately a male name.
Yeah, I know that's kind of tricky. That's what
And
Nita
if
was.
all you do is look at their patterns, it's all blonde women as models. So how would you know that it's a male designer if you don't read into it? It's a problem.
That it's a
Yeah,
man, right?
it's so hard to tell sometimes.
Okay, so Tracy said, yeah, so it seems, well, I guess that's why we have to chat about it. So we can try to, yeah, like the 10 hours or less, that's a meal. Does a challenge for this month is yeah, okay. I think I'm still frozen,
You're still
but I'm
freezing
just
up
gonna
pretty
keep
badly.
talking. Just are we
Yeah.
back?
Yeah. Yeah,
I
well, I
know.
mean, for the
I
most
don't
part, it registers for me as a stutter, but I don't know what your video is doing.
oh
I'm no good for
yeah,
that.
I was totally gone and I wasn't sure. All right. Anyway, so sorry, you guys. Anyways, why don't we go? We'll see if we can last like another 20 minutes and then maybe we'll call it a night. But
That's
so
fair.
Tracy was also saying that yeah, you're just gonna have to scroll through like Ravelry and look for male names, but then yeah, it's just like some of them you just don't know.
But if you
Um,
don't know Mikey's the Crochet Crowd and you run across the Crochet Crowd, he isn't the only designer for Crochet Crowd, but he's in there. But he's not at the top of the page. It's the Crochet Crowd. One of the main designers for the Crochet Crowd is Mikey. He lives in on the East Coast here in Canada.
oh, it's not that I thought he was the only designer. I thought Crochet Crowd was just him.
Now he's got sometimes he gets somebody else in to help, and I think they are female, but I could be wrong.
Okay. Well,
I've heard the name a couple of times, so
I guess that's why it's a
I think
challenge
he's
month, right? Is it's going to be just the biggest challenge is going to be finding the designer or finding the pattern. The knitting or crocheting of it is going to be the easy part.
easy part.
Ah,
Well, I
so,
think I will crochet cast on a tank top. I don't know if it'll be male or female, but I will cast on some sort of crochet top. And whether or not if it's a tank top, I can do it with the poison that I have here from Smiling Sheep Yarns. But if it's like a sleeved t-shirt or long sleeve shirt, I'll have to use my
oh,
fade
am I
set.
facing again? So, okay, just
Yeah.
just
So I'll cast on something. I just don't know what. I'll have to go take a look.
okay. All right.
Yeah.
So Nikki says, yeah, I can't find a way to do that on Ravelry. I don't see designers on Ravelry not filtering by male or female. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, I guess we just have to kind of like, who was it? Was it Lynn or Tracy was saying you're just gonna have to dig through all of the designs and then just click on them and then just do the best you can to find the ones that might be me designed.
You have to
But
go through to every about page and hope they gender identify as male
yeah,
and tell you that they gender identify as male.
yeah. Somebody else who was I just saw in the chat reminded about Franklin Habit. Oh, Lynn, look up Franklin Habit. Oh, she said his models are fluffy. All right, now I want to go look and see who he has modeling for him.
What are we defining as fluffy? Because
I don't know.
if you're under a 58-inch bust, I'm not sure I would consider you fluffy. So
Maybe that's yeah, everybody's perception of that might be a little different.
because if you're smaller than me or my size, you're not fluffy. You're big, but you're not fluffy.
Well, I guess just go, but at least it sounds like maybe he has got some diversity in his models, which is great.
And that's part of the move, right? Like we've talked
Yeah.
about designers of color and we've talked about size inclusivity, and it's all the same topic, just on different points. So I'm just like, okay, I'm done talking two separate conversations when it should be one thing, and it should be all of it.
Okay.
Especially if you think your pattern's worth 12 Canadian dollars for a tank top, because again, US prices are different than Canadian prices. I
Exactly.
want, yeah, I want to see that. If it's your 8th pattern you've ever released and your best friend your tech editor, no, it's fine. It's an entirely different scale. You're starting and you're going to have to pick and choose what you start with. But if you're established and you've been around for years, then you should know better by now, because it's a lot to
True.
take on to learn. So, like, I will hold Stephen West and Joji Locatelli to a far different scale than I would hold a small designer that has fewer than, 15 patterns or fewer than 100 patterns. Totally different scale, because they're functioning on totally different timelines.
That's an interesting way to look at it.
Yeah. I'm not going to go, oh, it's your first pattern? Why don't you have 4 or 5 different types of
All
models?
right.
Why aren't
Well,
your photos professional? Stephen West, it better well be professional. And I better see options. I mean, I see him a lot, so it's fine. Could you just, oh my God. Why are you so much cat today? Why are you so much cat today? Your ears are fine. You're not that warm. Can you chill? It's the warm part of the day. Go listen. I know I'm in the office, but that doesn't mean you can't not be in the office. You can choose to be in somewhere else. You don't have to be here. I don't know if Louise is gone permanently or not. I don't know what she's doing.
You may end up, I'm back now.
Okay. I may end up carrying the end of the show.
You just might. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry, guys. Okay, I'm already thinking how I can try to fix this for next time. We'll call this a trial and error. Nita had suggested that I shut my video off because, and that's right, I have seen other people do that, shut their
Yeah,
video
I'm
off,
fine. Yeah.
and then it helps
Well,
the connection. But
it's because video consumes more, and it's
yeah,
just want to get we're gonna get a little technical. Your download speed and your upload speed are different. So the speed that you'll be quoted when you get prices for internet is your download speed. That is for when you're watching Netflix, YouTube. Your upload speed is what you and I are doing, because we're uploading a video to the internet, and those numbers are wildly different, and they get throttled, so they'll get choked off real quick. Because you're on Wi-Fi, you are not on a stable connection. You are on intermittent connection. So it connects to the Wi-Fi and then it'll intermittently drop the Wi-Fi and pick it back up. That's why you'll notice if you use your phone on Wi-Fi, it sucks the battery faster than, say, if you were on a tablet and it's wired in, or on a computer it's wired in, and it uses up energy differently because your phone is constantly connecting to the Wi-Fi. And then you're trying to upload on top of that. So it causes connection problems. That's why when people do it almost universally, you will have them recommend that you're wired to your internet for a stable connection and to watch your upload speeds. And I mean, if anything is running in the back end of your phone, if you have any other programs open, they too are also accessing the internet at the same time, which
Yes.
affects your upload speed. Same with computer. Like if you have your computer open and it's running a program in the background, it's using up computer. So you have
Right.
less computer to use, which can affect your internet, right? So it's a convolution of math and it's a pain in the butt.
A tricky thing to get figured out. You should just
It is.
think,
Yeah.
oh, I'm just
Yeah.
gonna act and go. And that's
Yeah.
not always the case.
Not always the case. And then
But
because you don't live at your cabin full time, because you don't live at your cabin full time, you haven't paid to have the lines run out for a stable internet connection. If you can, I don't know if you even can
yeah,
where you are. Yeah. Because like I know one of my friends, he ran lines out to his cabin. Him and his wife live half a year at the cabin because the other half of the year they live with her parents so they can stay independent. So like they spend their winters living with her parents to help shovel the driveway, care for the house, make sure they get to appointments. And then in the summertime, him, his wife, and their daughter go out to their cabin as their primary residence from about May through to October. So for them, it made sense to put the line in. So like his internet's fine year round because he's either at his in-laws house or he's at his cabin. But he wouldn't have done that if they had their own home and the cabin was just the place they went to on weekends. Because then it wouldn't have made cost sense. It wouldn't have made any sense to do it. Welcome to the joys of the internet and the things I've had to learn. It's boring. It's boring and it sucks. It's boring and it sucks. Trust me.
you know a
I'm pretty
lot
sure
about it though, which
I
is
have
good.
to, you have to. You really have to.
I am
You really
back
have
at
to. Your voice is back. It comes and goes.
my voice is back.
I just keep talking.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Well, I'm thinking we're like 10 minutes away from an hour. So let's let's talk about what we're going to do. What do you want your project to be for next month?
I think I'm gonna make it the crochet top. That forces me to make a decision and move forward.
We'll see if we can
Yeah. I
do the
think that's what
crochet
I think
top. Just-
yeah, I'll do a crochet top. What crochet top? No idea. I'll go find one by the end of the day today. But I've got my
Okay.
ball winder set up and stuff. So I will wind yarn and I will swatch that this weekend. And I will say I want to have, I don't know, 15% of it done by the end of next month.
1 5?
15%. Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, if you think about it, if I'm making a crocheted sweater, that's the ribbing and 2 inches up the bottom of the ribbing. It's about 15% of a sweater.
Okay. All
In
right.
crochet, that's not that much. In a tank top, we're talking half of a front panel in a month. That would even be closer to 20%, actually.
Okay.
Because
That
a
would be
tank top front and back split in half is bordered. So like 25% of a project, if it's a tank top, is half of a front panel.
oh, you have got it all figured out. Okay, I like the half of the front panel.
Yeah. Yeah, I think
That would
that's what
be good.
I'll go for. Yeah.
All right.
If it
That
was
sounds
knitting,
good.
it'd be a lesser goal. I crochet faster.
Yeah, for sure. Paula, I absolutely agree with you. Learning is not boring. Knowledge is power. It is. And it's always good to learn things new, even if it's a topic you're not always that interested in. It is still good. Hi,
Just think
Susanna.
of it this way. Anybody who's in college right now is not computer literate. They can use computers. They couldn't tell you how they work.
Oh, well, that's true.
My generation is usually considered the prime computer literacy. So my parents, the generation before me, learned computer literacy. I was taught computer literacy. My niece is the next generation. She has no idea how her
No
computer
idea.
works. She just
Oh,
knows it
interesting.
works. Yeah,
Hmm.
they're not taught writing, they're not taught typing, they're not taught computer literacy in schools. This is
Okay,
never anything
that
she
sounds like
learned.
a whole other topic for another podcast.
Yeah. So I forced myself to learn because
Yeah,
otherwise it's dying knowledge.
well, I mean, that's good. Some people need to know.
Mhm.
If
Do I
it's
know
your
a lot?
turn, you need to
Lord,
learn
no, it's boring. I only learn when I have to.
it.
But I learn
But
it if I need to know it.
it does come in handy what you know
It
it,
means I
right?
I understand what's going on, which helps. I'm less likely to get frustrated real quick with something.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
All right.
What are you gonna work on? Do you know? Have you decided?
Well, I don't know. It's Tour de Fleece, you guys, starting tomorrow.
Sure is. Are you doing Tour de Fleece? Have you
I
decided?
sure am.
Okay, okay. Have you
I'm
set your
gonna,
goals? Are you gonna spin for like 10, 15 minutes a day? Oh
yeah.
my God, there's your face. Look, you
I
reappeared.
know. I'm back. And I
I
have
was playing with my hair.
another
It's totally fine.
outfit. Yeah, so I've got goals. I'm gonna spin.
Bye, Louise's face.
I know. I'm gonna hope that this maybe helps for the last little bit. I am gonna spend like 10 or 15 minutes a day. I'm gonna spend every day,
Mhm.
and I just want to learn. I just want to practice. I would like to listen to like a 20-minute podcast on spinning.
Mhm.
Just, I want to try and start learning more of the techniques and more things that I should know.
Oh, it's a wild world. There's a lot of terms.
Yes, and I don't know. It's like the more I learn, the more I know I don't know what I should know. So I am, yeah, I'm just gonna spin and have fun and just spin every day. I know there's two challenge days. I don't have any challenge. I'm just gonna keep going.
Good.
I'm just going to, I pulled out some fiber. I don't know. I'm just gonna spin. My goal is just to spin, try and get better and get my plying a little bit better. And if I spin every day, it has to get a little bit better. So I'm excited. I've got stuff all ready for tomorrow.
Good. I've been contemplating it because I've got some drop spindles that I'd
Oh,
like
yeah.
to go through projects. So I've been thinking about doing that. I've got a mixed bag of miscellaneous fibers because of
Mm-hmm.
course I bought a mystery bag of fiber. Why wouldn't I
Oh,
buy a mystery bag of fiber?
why wouldn't?
And there are a bunch of short hanks. So I'm thinking I should just spin one of those every day, which works out to be about 30 minutes or so for me to do on the
Well,
drop spindle.
that would be great.
So I'm thinking I might do it. I mean, I'm not going to join any team and it's not going to be official or anything. I'll if I do it, you'll see posts. If you don't see posts, I didn't do it.
There you go. Well,
I
that's
woke up
that.
in the morning and went, it's too hot. No.
Well, even if you spin every other day or 4 times a week or something, right? It's more than you're doing now.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, I thought about maybe doing it on the wheel, but I'm like, I'm still very cautious when I settle in because it is 15 minutes to set up the wheel, do the checks, make sure she's well, do all the stuff you're supposed to do. The drop spindle, I can just pull out of the bag and go.
Yes.
So the
Yes.
drop spindle stores better and it's quicker for me to pull out. So I don't think I'll do a wheel one, but I think
Oh,
I would definitely do a drop spinning one.
Paula, you're heading to bed.
Night. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Are you going to make that your thing though? Because you got Tour de Fleece. Is that
No,
what
the
you're going to say is
spindle
your?
would be great. Can I do that?
I don't know because you're not supposed to talk about it.
Well,
It is
what?
technically us. What we're doing is check-in. So like I keep it secret. So like I wouldn't do like a
Oh,
Tour de Fleece spinning
yes,
for the check-in.
you and I.
Yeah. So I wouldn't do that as check-in, but that's just me. But I can happily
Oh,
not talk about a tank top for a month.
okay, let me do something different. Can I have a redo?
Have a redo? Sure.
Okay. Um, I want to have a redo on my green hat.
Okay.
I'm really feeling that this is a hat month.
It's a hat month. Okay.
So yes, it's gonna be a hat month. So I'm thinking yes. I think I can pull it off this one. I think
Um,
yeah, I think it'll work into my schedule to knit a hat.
okay. Okay.
All right.
That's
Oh,
the
Mary's giving us some good podcasts. Some good spinning podcasts are Julian, Eve. Oh, Rachel Smith. Yes. Isn't okay. Actually, I have seen Jillian Eve. Somebody else had recommended her videos and Rachel Smith. Okay. Thanks, Mary. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for spinning month.
I have a backlog of some podcasts I want to listen to already.
Well, see, that would be perfect to do that and get your spindle out and spin and just listen to podcasts. Anybody else doing Tour de Fleece? I think Mary might be. Nikki, do you do Tour de Fleece? And I'm not sure if anybody else in here is a spinner. I don't know. Lynn, are you a spinner? Nita, do you spin?
Look, I'm creating visual aesthetic
Stacy?
pleasing textures by waving my hair around like a jumper.
Is it fanning your, are you fanning yourself?
I'm warm.
Okay, Susanna.
Thankfully,
Oh,
here's
oh.
something a good
Is there
chunk of the
any,
chat can get behind. Thankfully, I've only had 2 hot flashes so far for this menopause thing. Thankfully. And they were both in the winter. I
I,
haven't had one at all during any summers yet. Thankfully.
oh, well, let's hope. Let's hope you can get through the
Let's
summer.
hope it stays that way.
Oh, Nikki, I have not, but I might pick up some spinning just because. Yeah,
Yeah, why not?
I know, right? I like that. Oh, Nikki says I've got her supported spindle spinning. I have my
Yeah.
supported spinning I want to finish. That would be good. Just
That'd be
poke
really
on
good. And
that.
you get some practice with the supported spindle because I know that's new.
Yes, I need to learn that. I've got a supported spindle that I bought at the
Mhm.
spinning workshop weekend, and I have not tried to spin on it. I have another supported spindle that I tried and I like could not get it started. So I think that's why I'm like worried to try to get this one going. But I think this month that
Mm,
might be something as I'm spinning on my wheel, I could listen to a podcast and kind of do some research on supported spindles and see
absolutely.
if I can get that going. Oh, Lynn says no. I took a couple of spinning classes and was absolutely useless. Well, you know what, Lynn? It takes a while. I figure for myself,
Knitting or spinning isn't like knitting or crochet. You can't pick it up and at least learn a basic thing the first time you sit down for it. Like it
no.
could be months before you figure out the first basic in spinning. Spinning is very technically proficient as far
Yeah.
as a craft or a hobby goes.
It's
Like it took me a year and a half to get wheel spinning to the point where I'm actually spinning on the wheel. It took me about 3 months to get the drop spindle to do what the drop spindle is supposed to do because I had to technically get professional enough to do it. So it's not, and I mean, now that I'm doing it, people are like, oh, that looks really easy. I'm like, it does look easy, and it's lying to you. It is. There's a bit of a learning curve for this bad boy. But it's the same with like weaving.
well,
Weaving looks so hard, but it's not hard.
no.
It does, it's the reverse. Weaving is wonderfully meditative and relaxing and easy, but it looks so complicated. And
Yeah.
spinning is the other way around.
Yes. I would agree with that. I mean, as with anything, right? It looks easy like weaving. Of course, there's going to be things that are trickier and you get different patterns and whatever. But yeah, for the most part, it can be very easy, very
Yeah,
meditative, and you just weave back and forth. But spinning, like it took me
it takes
from
some time.
October to January,
Mhm.
kind of 2 hours every other week. And I figure it took me 10 hours of sitting at the wheel, like just kept trying and trying and trying, spinning and restarting
Restarting, yeah.
before,
That's what you got to do.
yeah,
That's just the learning process for that
yeah,
craft.
yeah, you just got to keep going. I figure 10 hours of trying before all of a sudden it
It
clicked.
clicks.
Yeah. I think of it like driving a standard car, right? Like you have
Oh
to,
yeah.
like the clutch and the gas, and like you have to just get that sweet spot of everything working together. And that's what
And once you do, you look at everybody else and go, "What are you talking about? Stick shift is
yeah,
easy."
what I know, right? Like once you get it, you get
You're like stick
it.
shift. I'm like, yeah, I drove a stick shift. A good chunk of the time when I was able to drive was stick.
Yeah,
I thought
yeah.
automatic was weird.
I know. I love driving, but yeah, and so that's what, or like needle or shuttle tatting. It's the
Hmm.
same kind of thing, right? You gotta
Hand
just,
sewing,
yeah,
hand
like
sewing. I can
you
teach
just,
you. I could teach you the stitches in about 20 minutes flat, but you will spend years making them look good because it's you just have to do the practice. There's no way around it.
oh, well, Lynn's saying, well, Lynn, I don't know. Then you and I are in the same camp here because Lynn says, well, the rest of the class did a decent job. I even practiced every day. My daughter, who I dragged to come with me, was great. Well, you know what, Lynn? Some people, it just takes a little longer. So
Oh, and we also have to go. This is from Lynn's perspective. We need Lynn's daughter's perspective on how Lynn did. We are our own worst critic.
that's true. That's a really good point, Jocelyn, because Lynn, your daughter might actually say you did great, but mom is
Right.
like really hard on herself and doesn't think she did
Yourself.
a good
Yeah.
job. Yeah.
I'm spinning on an electric wheel. I think it's garbage. Erin thinks I'm out to lunch and I don't know what I'm talking about because she thinks it's great for my first time on an electric spinning wheel. And I know that I am incredibly harsh on myself.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I know there's a filter that I'm working through, and it is not kind on me.
Well, Lynn, I say if you think you want to try it, like, spending
Yeah,
something you want to do, I would
yeah,
say
yeah.
take another class or find a friend that you can just go and sit together and just keep trying it. Because all of, like, literally, I was spinning. Oh, Lynn says, oh no, I'm not exaggerating. But you know
Like
what?
I said, we need Lynn's daughter's opinion here. We need an unbiased opinion.
But there was times like when I was spinning, and I remember specifically the day it was Marg and I, our other two friends, um, weren't able to come, and it was just her and I spinning, and then all of a sudden, like for no
No,
reason, it was
yep.
like that day was no different than the day before or the week before, and all of a sudden I sat down and I'm like, huh, all of a sudden it made sense and I could do
It
it.
clicks.
Yeah, it literally just clicks. It just like a switch flips. At least for
Yeah.
me. I mean, and some people do pick up things super easy, right? And then there's those of
Oh,
us that need 10 hours to figure out how to get the wheel to
there's
work.
always going to be something you pick up faster than something else.
Exactly.
There always is. That's
But the
normal.
key is you
Handcrafts that involve fiber, I do great on. You want to talk beading? A 5-year-old beads better than I do.
just,
I know. I've watched her.
but
And
the
I've
thing
been like,
is,
this is going to take me a while
but the thing
because
is,
it's
right?
not something I intuitively get right away. So I know I have to work at it harder.
But you just don't give up, right? You just keep
No, no,
going and enjoy
no.
the process. And even if, Lynn, like if your spinning's not very good, like mine, oh my
That's
gosh.
okay.
Even when I
It's all
started,
about learning.
but like,
All
my
about
spinning is still, like technically, if you were to look at it and what would be considered the standard or whatever, like I'm like
learning.
nowhere near it, but I'm twisting yarn together. I'm turning roving into yarn, and
Mhm, mhm.
it's Yeah, you got to start somewhere. Just
Yeah,
keep going.
absolutely.
I just wouldn't quit. That was my thing. I was
No.
stubborn and I'm like, I'm going to do this. So I just kept going until it started working.
If I quit the first couple of times I ran into a roadblock, I wouldn't be knitting.
Well, yeah, that's right.
I
It's
wouldn't be knitting because I
how
still
much
make mistakes and have problems all the
for
time.
sure.
Yeah. I bound off one sock and then immediately dropped a stitch on the bind off of the second sock. Nothing had changed. I hadn't even moved. And I screwed up.
Go figure. Well,
Okay. Of course I did.
see, and Nikki said, she said, Nikki she said she did a terrible job on the electric wheel, but the
Yeah.
drop spindle she picks up super easy.
Yeah. Oh
So
yeah. Super drop spindle and me were tight. Took like no time. Me and the wheel. Oh my gosh. It has been a battle of wills. And the only reason I have not quit is because I refuse to lose to a piece of wood. I refuse to lose to a piece of wood.
exactly, right? I think that's
And
right.
I will keep working at it until it works properly. And I will get there. And if it takes me another freaking 2 years, I don't care. I will get there.
Well, that's the
Because then
thing,
I'm learning
right?
to spin flax. I'm learning how to spin flax. That's the next step. I want to get to spinning my own thread for yarn, like
Oh
thread
my
for sewing.
goodness.
So I need to figure it out because I cannot spin flax thread for sewing on a trope spindle. I would be doing it for forever. I need to be able to do it on a wheel.
Well,
I want
that's
to make I want
exciting.
to make a kirtle. It's a medieval ladies dress garment, and I want to do it as close to historic as I can get. So like obviously I can't source the right fabric. We simply don't make it anymore. But I want to get an ethically sourced, very fine quality uh lightweight wool, like a proper wool for it. So like I'm going to be dropping $400 or $500 on this fabric. I
Ooh,
want proper understructures. So I'm going to have a proper, it's not a corset at the time, it's their stays. Corset hasn't been developed yet. So I need a stays, I need a chemise. And if I'm doing it right, I'm hand sewing all those bitches, which means
oh,
I'm doing it. And if I do it properly, I'm doing it with linen thread, unwaxed linen thread that I then wax and then sew.
really?
So we're talking a project that's going to take me 400-ish hours from start to finish because that's my underlayer, that's my stockings, that's my stays, and the stays are several layers and they all have to be sewn. And then I do the dress.
Wow.
So this is a massive project. So for me to go, I need to learn how to make thread is like such a small part. Such a small part, but it's something I want to be able to do so that I can be like, when I go to do historical events and it's open up enough that I could wear one, I can wear a medieval kirtle. And when people ask me about it, I can go, okay, well, we can't actually be historically accurate. That's a lie. I can get as close as possible. And that's
Yeah,
what I did for this.
that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's
So, like,
exciting.
that's where I'm at. But for me, I do some Edwardian Victorian historical events. So like I have chemises, I have them, I have well, they're called Union Jacks. It's pantaloons
Oh,
and a little top so that I don't my thighs don't rub together because I don't like that. I don't like that. And I have a corset or two that's in the right style, and I have the overdresses, and I've got well, they're I call it a dress. It's a skirt and jacket, like it's a skirt suit jacket situation because they're not actually connected. And I have the straight pins, and I do my hair the right way. Like I've got all those pieces, so now I'm just sort of backing up. But they had sewing machines. The tail end of the Victorian and Edwardian, sort of Edwardian. So I just sewed it on the machine. That's like not the right machine, but they had machines, so I can do this now. They didn't in the 1500s. So I'm not going to make my own fabric. Like I do draw the line somewhere.
if that's where it is. Okay.
I don't want to weave my own cloth to make my clothes. First off, I'm not a man, and men did that. And secondly, I don't want to do that much, and I don't have a loom that large.
Okay. All good
So I'm
reasons.
I will buy nice quality linen and I will buy nice quality wool and I will make a very nice dress that I won't wear very often. And that's okay. That's okay.
Wow, that's amazing. All of this
But it's
work that you're doing.
but it starts with learning how to use the damn wheel, which I
Well,
still don't really get.
practice makes perfect. And
Practice makes perfect,
that's what this month is all about for me.
which is good.
Trying to, yeah, just practice and get a little bit better.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Sam, what is your dishcloth count?
Ooh, that is a good question. Do we have a running count? Oh,
I
no, no, no.
forget, did you say you were going to have 75 done? I can't remember. It was in
There's so many
the
freaking
70s.
dishcloths.
It was in the 70s. I know that.
So many dishcloths.
I know, it's fun.
So many dishcloths.
Let's see. Mary says, I like how portable drop spindles are. Yeah, because you
Oh
could
yeah,
take those
super portable.
anywhere. You can't just really pick up your wheel and,
If
I
you have
mean,
an eel wheel,
yes,
like one of them little ones, you can't. Like one of those little
yeah.
electric ones, you can. But a standard wheel, okay.
No,
There's one. I think it's called a bumblebee. It's there's Scotch tensioning, and then there's the other type of tensioning. Um, one allows
I don't know.
one style the wheel sits and then your all of your accoutrement for your wheel sits in front of the wheel or behind the wheel. The
Yeah.
other style they kind of sit stacked onto each other.
Oh,
I
okay.
had a girlfriend who had one where she had the wheel and all her tension stuff was within was in the within the diameter of the wheel. It's sort of set up a little bit, and it had a double treadle at the bottom. That fit into one of those large Safeway cubes that you could buy, like the old fabric Safeway cube bags. And she just picked it up and it went with her.
Oh, I turned my
But
video back on. Was that a bad thing?
who knows? But she waited like 3 years on a waiting list to get hers, and I didn't
Is
ask how
Jocelyn
much money
still
she spent for
there?
it. I'm still here. Don't know if you see me, but I'm still here. But yeah, like I think it's Scotch tension wheel is the one that I have, and that's the one that's a little less transportable. I think it's Scotch tension, or it's the other one. There's a lot of terms in spinning. But for sure, the eel wheels, the tiny electric wheels, those absolutely. Totally portable. My Ashford traditional behind me, not so much. Not so much. I don't know. Louise turned her video back on and then she froze up for me. So I don't know if I'm frozen or if she's frozen. Who knows? And she's gone. Oh, poor Louise. So warm. Oh, goodness. I shall sit here and we shall pull up a calendar. Because if we manage to get her back, or I manage to get back, because I don't know what's going on, but we could always open up this and take a look. Oh, hey, look, it's just me. I don't know where Louise is gone.
Oh, I'm back.
Oh, there you are. I was like, I'm going to
Can you
sit
hear?
here and pull up a
Oh
calendar.
my gosh. I just
You disappeared.
I turned my video on. I know, well, I turned my video on and I thought, okay, will it work? Because it seemed to be working really well. And then apparently I should not have messed around with it. So I'm gonna leave my video off.
When do you come home from the cabin?
Um, next weekend.
Okay, so then you're good for the Friday after for us to do a
Yes.
mid-month motivation.
I will be home.
Perfect. Okay.
I will
In
be
which
home.
case, this works great.
Yeah, it should work fine.
Because that
Yeah.
is the
All right. Well,
yes, because tomorrow is movie night for me and the Patreon members. I mean,
nice.
it's the middle of my day, but that's fine. The Saturday after that, I'm at Icon for the
Oh,
weekend.
that's exciting.
And then the Friday after that, we'll do mid-month. And what I might do mid-month, I'll tell you guys what pattern I picked. I won't tell
Oh,
you if I
yeah.
started it or anything, but I'll tell you what pattern ended up being the
Okay.
winner. I'll do that. Yeah, that will work. And you'll have
Perfect.
a more stable internet because you'll be at home.
I
Yeah.
will. Yes.
I
Well,
shall.
I
Why
will.
did I close my phone? I need to put that in my calendar. I swear,
All
some
right.
days.
I'm putting it in my calendar too. So 2 weeks from
Absolutely.
tonight, we will be
Look,
back.
I can autofill. It's like I've done this event before.
So hey, so look, we've got oh yeah, so Edwardian
Yes.
1901 to 1914, 1919.
1919, yeah.
In the early, Ken's asking, wasn't the Edwardian period in the early 1900s?
Yes, well, technically early 20th century. So remember, if you're
Okay.
talking centuries, the century number is one digit higher than what you're thinking. Because like we're
Okay.
2025, we're technically in the 21st century.
All
It's
right.
I'm
Wow.
high enough into the history, I'd have to think really hard to give you dates. Because in about third year university, unless you're referencing a specific human being, you reference the century. Because there's a
Oh,
lot of
really?
history.
Interesting.
Yeah. So I'm accustomed to referencing the
Yeah, I
century
suppose.
or going by design epochs. So I don't list Queen Victoria's reign dates. I
Yeah.
just say Victorian to reference Queen Victoria because that was when it's situated. I say Edwardian because
Okay.
it's King Edward, and it's the Edwardian phase. It helps make it easier because no one's going to remember all the dates. If I said it was Louis the 14th, it would give you guys an idea of the style I'm talking about without bogging down with dates. I don't actually know King Louis the 14th's dates, but think Mary Antoinette, like think that opulent French style. Oddly, the movies, while not historically accurate, have the whole over the top part right.
Hmm.
So, like, do I want to make a robe a la française? Absolutely. Do I want to hand sew that much insertion lace into anything? Absolutely not. That's why I have not made one, because that thing is two-thirds lace. It is two-thirds hand sewn lace. Rose.
Amazing.
Oh my God. And the volume of ruffle is intense because it is an aristocrat's version of a milkmaid hangout dress, which means it's not even remotely realistic and in no way, shape, or form functional. Also, I would need a different
Well,
style of undergarments for this, so it's a whole other project. But it's fun. Edwardian think dark academia. Late Victorian Edwardian think dark academia vibes.
okay. Okay.
Yeah, so the sleeves, the high collars, the fitted sweaters, the slim cardigans. They had a poofy sleeve thing for a while. You wouldn't think of poofy sleeves, but poofy sleeve thing for a while. And slim walking skirts. Murdoch Mysteries doesn't do too bad for late Victorian, early Edwardian.
Huh.
They don't do too bad to get the right vibe for the timeline.
Interesting.
So thinking sort of something like that. Yeah. Which is they're not too bad with the color combos either. They're still a little too muted, but they're nowhere near as bad as people when they're trying to represent medieval garments. Like 9 times out of 10, they do that wrong. It's fine. Just learn to let it go. They wore obscenely garish 80 colored clothing. They didn't they're the volume of brown you see in movies is not accurate.
Well, yeah,
If
movies are always a little.
they're a little out to lunch.
Yeah.
And that's fine. But I mean,
Bye,
you think
Nikki.
castles, bye Nikki, you think castles, you think gray stone. They were
Yep.
like whitewashed in like pink and yellow and green. And you think Roman marble statues, you think clean and classic. Think think color pop theory. Again from the
Interesting.
80s. They were painted and bold, like they were strong colors from the fragments we've been able to find. You see
Huh.
them naked and you're like, huh, they're very smooth. It's because there are some samples where there's just enough paint left we can tell that they painted that part on.
Huh.
And they didn't sketch that part on.
History is
History's
interesting.
full of color and it's very interesting, but the parts that make it to us tend to be a little washed out by the time they get to us.
Mm. So Sam says she's going to have 80 dishcloths done by middle of next week.
Holy schmoles.
Yeah,
That is so many
that's a
dishcloth.
good goal, Sam.
I am
All right.
excited if I can make 8
And
in a
what
year.
else, Nikki? Look at Sam, that's amazing.
So many dishcloths. That is so good.
Yeah, no
Woof.
kidding, right?
It's putting me to shame, is what it's doing.
No kidding. 80 dishcloths. Wow.
Okay,
All right. Well, you guys, we should probably wrap up.
I need to go melt to death. So warm.
Am I still here? Yes,
You're
I'm
still
here.
there. Yeah, you're still here. Actually,
Is
what I need to go
Jocelyn
do,
here?
is there's a mango frozen fruit stick thing in my freezer. I need to go eat it.
All right. And my internet's telling me I'm unstable again. So, you guys,
We'll
if you're
wrap it
still
up.
here, thanks for sticking it out. I'm sorry it was probably really annoying to watch, but I hopefully you guys got some knitting or crocheting done while we were chatting tonight.
Oh, I hope so.
Yeah. All right, so we'll see you in 2 weeks.
See you in 2 weeks.
All right, bye everybody.